So I'm back to a bit of a hot spot. I've decided to put the LG24 on because this area here, I pulled that big silver piece out, that pocket watch and some coins, so I'm just gonna kind of cut the field into a quarter and just concentrate on this bit. On version 1.11, and we are going to run the machine a little bit like this. I'm actually going to go on M2 for a change, as well with a smaller coil. I've got pylons on this permission. As long as I can get 25, I'm happy. And look at that, stable, near pylons, because of the smaller coil. We'll do a frequency shift in that. 5, recovery, IF 1, stability 2, audio gain 4, 60 tone, 10 tone break, but my pitches are, my volumes are 5 and 10, my pitches are 3 and 26 on 60 tone. All metal and field mode. So I did do this on a live, but what 46, 47 I wasn't recording. Really loud, about 4 inches down. We've got Georgian penny in great condition. The ground has been nicer. Bronzes always come up a little bit better, but they can come up bad as well. And that's an early one, 1918. This one really popped out. How shallow that is. It's saying 1 bar. I've come up to where there's a quarry and it's just full of iron. Now I'm not picking M2 just for the conductor, but because it can hide the iron better as well. It's more nimble with a highly populated ground. Frequency will make it more nimble, but the recovery will make it more nimble. Oh, what's that? Oh, bloody hell, it's been a while since I've dug one of them. Quick tip on IDing these. There's the coil. Look at that, still picking it up. Maybe a foot high, which I didn't do. It doesn't really work on ploughed for obvious reasons. But on pasture, it's something that sounds clear. If you raise your coil and you're getting that far, and it's only got 1 bar on seeing 2 inches, so you can add 2 inches. It's normally something like that. So many rocks in this area. I'm not going to pull up with it for too long. What's this? Is that for a piece of lead? Oh my god. Yeah, quarry. There's going to be a lot of stuff like that, and rocks. Alright, moving on. Looks like we've got another coin here. Screaming. It's another penny. It's another penny. Oh. It's coming up with condition. It's quite Georgian. Favouritised at the moment. I am hoping for something older. I have had Charles II off here, 1921. So it wasn't that deep, that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change to M1 to get that a little bit more depth. It's quieting down here a bit. I've come away from that, the main drag. So yeah, I'll switch to M1. Time you change the frequency, just change to M1 there. Always make sure you do a frequency shift, because obviously you've changed the frequencies that the machine's going to run in. Now on M2 it settled at 11. 6. It's nearly pinpointed depth, and it come up at 26. I can't see it being a car now. It's a flat bottom, 1800s. Not the best comparison because that is a big piece of lead, but there's an old square nail in the same hole. This was a wacky signal, and it's not a coin by the looks of it. It wasn't mega deep, 7 inches. I'm hoping it's going to be a nice Georgian buckle, to be honest. Oh, it's part of one. Oh, the catch plate's missing off that, and that's probably why it's in the ground. Let's go over the hole. But yeah, there's some ace to that. Sure, there's a catch plate that's missing off that end. It's crumbling away. Might have found the catch plate. You can hear the iron round here as well. Gotta be on it. Right next to it. Oh, that shudder. Right up spine. Right up to filth. On a bit of a decline here, and nearly fell back then and again. That's deeper than I thought it was. A lot deeper. No, it's an old, that's pewter spoon handle, so that's from the same period. So in the same area we can actually say it could be 1700s, that buckle. Take it to the top of the hill here now. We've got 40s, 44s, 48s. I'm actually, the next video after this, I've been invited to a permission which the surrounding history looks promising for a bit of Roman coming up. Yeah, the possibility's there. Don't mean Roman's going to come up, but yeah. Cheers, Aaron. I'll see you Sunday. Hopefully the weather. I mean, I don't find it too bad when it's like this. You know, as long as it's not pissing it down and that. You can't grumble really, can you? I want to see if it's on edge or not. Oh, it's a coin. See that pop out there? It looks like it threatened me a bit. But you're around about 1940s, so what's that? 56, about 80 years old. Just a quick one for people that don't know. The languages, subtitles, it covers. If you go to the subtitles and if you press CC, it'll come up, but if you press settings, go on there and there's a list as long as the legs. There's a massive list. Polish, Russian. I think it was Polish. Polish lad said there was no subtitles. The thing is, if you go on your phone, for some reason, on my phone, there's not as many categories. It just does about 10. But if you go on to, if you watch it off a laptop or desktop, yeah, you'll be able to follow what gibberish I'm saying most of the time. Alright, this was a whisper of a signal. Now you can see I'm running 25 sensitivity, M1, the pylon's there. A lot of iron in there as well. It's cleared up once I've put the clod, that's gone a lot louder. It's coming up 50s. I think it's not IDing right because of the depth, but I had to go in single frequency with the LG30 or drop sensitivity down to below 20, which I don't like doing. I'd rather change frequency, you see. and no problem. Smaller coil makes a difference near power lines. Up that volume and that clear. Yeah, it's deeper, so it's definitely in the scoop. Oh, watch yourselves. Wow. Now that's impressed me. That's impressed me, that. Not the coin, just the performance on that. I could just make out to George second, rubbing all the damp patina off. Hasn't really done any favours, but let's get the pinpointer out. See how deep this was. You heard how clear it was. The ID were no good, so that's pinpointer depth. Pinpointer depth with a smaller coil on, recovery 5, and it's the ID wasn't spot on. It's copper, it's a high conductor, normally come up the late 40s, but it banged it out that at 9-10 inches. Crazy. What machine do you know that can run? That's the power line. On the last video with a bigger coil, it was going mad. That's a 25, 26, 27 sensitivity, M1. You just seen it pick that coin up, so there's no silent EMI on it. That's at 30, but 25. It's quiet as a mouse. Quiet as a mouse, right under the pylons. I don't even have to run single. Instead of running single, I've just changed the coil size, so we've still got the performance of multi. So I'm going to coat this bit now, because I always think, look at that for a beauty spot, for a view. Yeah, so if you're detecting, I know in America you detect parks, curbside strips and stuff like that, and you haven't got the LG24, you need to get it. You need to get it because it's just so much stable, so stable. Got on the power lines, and I've found that out with the simplex as well. It's a lot more stable and it hits more accurate. The pinpoint is better. You don't like doing big holes over there, do you? Like our craters we do. You can get the 6-inch, but there's not much in it. There's not much in it, and you're just getting loads more coverage. Loads more coverage. Yeah. Listen to this for a signal. It was so iffy because there's so much iron around it. Sounds great now. It's coming up 60. There's so much iron around it. It was actually just flipping in. And that's why it's good. The ID was all over the show. So there's a coin there. Yeah, the ID was absolutely all over the show. And the ferrule check bar was 50-50. Now the ferrule check has just picked up the iron around this and picked up the non-ferrous item as well. That's why you can't go off ferrule check, because iron could be in the same hole. So really rough on the hills now, real rough. We've got 53-54. Is it a big copper or is it silver? It's another crusty copper. The bronzes are coming up great. Copper is a disaster. Right, so there we go. That's the hunt, 3 hours. Couple of buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. That's 1750s, that one. Part of a buckle. Yeah, it looks like it's off a guitar end, but I'm sure it's the bleeding radiators, the buggers. That spoon end, all lead. Not much scrap. I think I've got a nail in my pocket. That's a bit of iron. That's a bit of iron. One of them U-shaped things for fencing. That's just a bit of copper or brass. That caught me out. And that's a penknife. Yeah, that's that. Like I said, the next video, next Saturday, will be on some new land. I've been invited on. So don't forget, you can subscribe. It's actually free to subscribe, and if you hit the bell notification, it'll come up as soon as it gets uploaded and that, so you won't miss out on any videos. Thanks to all subscribers for supporting me, and yeah, see you on the next one. Okay, goodbye now.